Mike Tyson shows up for 5 minutes, like, how do you get past that? Right. He doesn't need to be there for the whole fight. He just needs to be there for 5 minutes.
For 5 seconds.
Yeah. I don't know. I hear your strategy and I see your strategy.
That's a tricky one. I mean, I think everyone, when it comes to a Mike Tyson fight, even today, want to see this big legendary Mike Tyson knockout, but Logan Paul and Jake Paul have a wonderful...
Boxing pros, celebrities, and other sport community stars are now predicting the outcome of Mike Tyson and Jake Paul upcoming clash. Joe Rogan pointed out that while Tyson's work on the mitts is certainly impressive, it doesn't fully reflect the true intensity of real training or fighting. He stressed that although Tyson's mitt striking showcases skill, it doesn't encompass the complete physical and mental challenges of an actual match.
No, he looks great on the mitts, but that doesn't mean that you know as much as I know.
Yeah.
I can look good on the mitts.
Yeah. I tell people that, like, bro, mitts doesn't show anything. Yeah.
Especially if you watch in 30-second clips. What you want to see is him sparring. You want to see him hitting the bag for multiple rounds. You'd want to see, like, let's see 3 rounds hard on the bag. I'm going to see what you could do. I want to see how your feet move. I want to see what it looks like if you're off balance when you're throwing combinations. Do you look like Tyson?
UFC CEO Dana White admired Mike, but mentioned the difficulty of discussing certain topics, as Mike often gets upset. He noted that Mike will be 58 during their fight, leading to a 31-year age difference. White also referenced Jake Paul's previous loss to a younger fighter, highlighting that despite age, fighters often have an enduring resilience and can always muster one more round.
Feel about this Tyson fight?
I love Mike, and I hate talking about it because he always gets mad at me when I talk about this stuff.
I eat your ass on the line, you bitch!
You know, when the fight happens, he'll be 58 years old. There'll be a 31-year age difference between these two. And, you know, Jake Paul did fight a kid his age and he lost. You know, I don't know, man.
I feel how you feel, but as fighters, we are a little different to where we always have a round in us. Doesn't matter how old we get, we always have a round.
WWE Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes recognized that fans are eager to witness a classic Mike Tyson knockout. However, he noted that Jake and Logan Paul train at a high-quality gym in Puerto Rico, demonstrating commendable discipline despite their confident personas. In the end, Rhodes is convinced that Jake Paul will emerge victorious.
That's a tricky one. I mean, I think everyone, when it comes to a Mike Tyson fight, even today, want to see this big legendary Mike Tyson knockout, but Logan Paul and Jake Paul have a wonderful gym, Problem Child Gym down there in Puerto Rico, where I once got to visit, and I was blown away by. They have every modern training thing you could possibly think of, surrounded by the best professionals. And I know you see them in all these social and these influence videos and all this different content creation. They have such an arrogance and such a bravado, but if you've ever met either of the Pauls, they seem to be the most disciplined guys in the room. So as much as I love Mike Tyson...
Another WWE superstar, Triple H, acknowledged the difficulty of facing an older Mike Tyson, suggesting that even a brief moment from Tyson could be powerful. He mentioned a possible strategy of evading Tyson for a few rounds, hoping he would tire out. While he respected both fighters for taking the challenge, he also recognized concerns about Tyson's health. Ultimately, he stated that if Tyson chooses to fight and passes medical evaluations, he should be allowed to compete. UFC star Colby Covington voiced strong opposition to the upcoming fight, expressing concerns for Mike Tyson's health due to the significant age difference. He argued that participating in the bout could potentially tarnish Tyson's legacy, which has been built over years of remarkable achievements. Additionally, Covington took aim at Jake Paul and his brother Logan, alleging that they may be using steroids, suggesting that such enhancements could create an unfair advantage in the ring.
I think, Mike still looks like a superhuman for 58, but he's still 58 years old, and he shouldn't be fighting anymore. I don't think it's safe. I think it's dangerous. At that age, your heart might explode. He gets hit in the head, he might have a brain bleed. I mean, the guy, that's what I hope for. I hope that Mike Tyson makes it through injury-free and doesn't get hurt. But I don't like the fight. Jake's in his mid-20s. He's doing every chemical known to man. He's literally a lab project. They're just juicing him up, him and his brother. Yeah. Everybody knows that. The machine's behind him, juicing him up, putting every chemical known to man. So I think it's going to end bad. I think, Jake's going to probably knock him out within the first 2 minutes. And if he doesn't, then it'll be because he's carrying him and he's trying to make the freak show look like it's a competitive fight. But I hate the fight. I think it takes away from Mike Tyson's legacy when a guy like this comes in and beats him.
Former mixed martial artist, referee, and bare-knuckle boxer Chris Lieben stated that Jake Paul is not comparable to Mike Tyson in skill. However, he emphasized that age is a crucial factor, asserting that Paul's youth and greater punching power will ultimately provide him an advantage over Tyson.
This motherfucker right now that everybody's gunning for, what's his name? Jake Paul.
How much money are we talking about?
Yeah, so let's just end it with that as we wrap this up. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. Who's going to win that?
No, I don't want to say anything, but listen, because obviously we all love Mike Tyson. He's old though, man. Jake can hit. Jake can hit. I think that fight can play out a couple different ways, but I think the longer it goes, I think Jake might be able to catch him. We'll see.
Wow.
Yeah, because I heard Jake got really good cardio, and
I mean, he's not a terrible boxer. I've watched all his fights. He's not a great boxer. He's nowhere near where Mike Tyson was. If it was a 16-year-old Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul now, I would put every penny on that Mike Tyson. But
of course.
But age is a motherfucker, dude. Excuse me,
I agree.
While all attention is on Mike Tyson's return, in another interview, Joe Rogan offered some praise for Jake Paul. He noted that despite being known as a YouTuber, Paul has demonstrated his status as a legitimate contender by taking on skilled athletes in the ring.
The way I look at it, I say if this kid was not a YouTuber, if he wasn't some guy that you knew from the time he was like 16 years old on YouTube, and you just saw him box, and you saw him knock out former UFC champions, you saw him beat legitimate boxers, or beat athletes, and beat a bunch of MMA fighters, you'd go, this kid can fucking fight. He knows how to fight. Like, nothing he's doing looks wrong. He's not like sticking his head straight up in the air and winging punches with his eyes closed. He's fighting well. He looks good. And if he was just an up-and-coming boxer that was this exciting, like highly promotable, like really good at selling fights, you'd be like, this kid's the future.
Rogan admitted that he's interested in seeing how the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul affair plays out. He thinks that more people are curious to see how a 57-year-old Mike Tyson, who is considered one of the best ever, would go against a young showman like Jake Paul.
I'm curious. I'm going to watch the fight. We're all going to watch the fight. Yeah. I'm going to watch it. I mean, it's a brilliant move by Jake because, like, if he was going to fight anybody else, people would watch, but would the same amount of people watch? No. This is the one.
Michael Buffer anticipates an intriguing matchup, acknowledging that while Tyson feels confident heading into the fight, he believes it's not the best decision for Tyson to step into the ring at his age. Buffer emphasized the risks involved and the potential impact on Tyson's legacy.
Right now is a guy that's happy in his own skin. He feels good. He's 50-something, and this might not be the best thing for him. I think it's going to be 2-minute rounds. He still looks like a guy that if he hits you, he can knock you out. And Jake Paul has, while he hasn't cracked the top 10 of boxing, maybe he actually has as a cruiserweight. He's shown he's a great athlete, and he's got like a will to win. He really he fights to win. He doesn't go there to play games. So it's going to be an interesting.
UFC legend Randy Couture believes that Tyson still has the knockout power to take down any opponent. After watching training footage of Tyson, Couture remarked that even at 57, Tyson is more than capable of knocking out Jake Paul.
Training footage. That pop is still there. That explosive speed and power is still there. I think this, obviously he's still a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, but he's still got it, in my opinion. And though that bodes well for going out and this probably ending within the first or second round.
WWE legend Hulk Hogan is worried about Mike Tyson and hopes that Jake Paul doesn't kill the heavyweight icon when the two square off in the ring later this year. The WWE legend also insists Paul is super strong, as he made a kill claim about the upcoming meeting. He said to Logan Paul, "Your brother's too strong, bro. He's really actually super strong." Logan agreed. The weight he pushes in the gym is impressive. Roy Jones Jr. noted that if Tyson isn't in shape, Jake Paul, weighing 230 pounds, could win by using his size to push Tyson back and avoid big shots early. He emphasized that the fight's outcome hinges on Tyson's preparation. Jones pointed out that if Tyson trains seriously, as he did for their match, he should be able to defeat Jake, as Tyson remains a tough target and a strong puncher when fit. However, if Tyson underestimates Jake, he could face a surprise.
All depends on what happens. If they fight a real fight and Mike is in shape, like he got in shape for me, it's gonna be very problematic for Jake Paul. If he's not in shape and Jake's 230 and Jake know how to push him back and not get caught with those big shots early, Jake can win the fight. So it all depends on what's happening. I don't really know what's happening. I've seen small clips of Mike, but I don't know if Mike's sparring. I don't know what Mike is really doing. But if Mike takes it serious like he took with me, then he gonna take. I don't see Jake beating him because he's very hard to hit still when he's in shape, and he's still a very hard puncher when he's in shape. Now, is he gonna take it that serious, or is he gonna be like Fury took Ngannou and thought Ngannou wouldn't have a chance with him, and Ngannou shocked him. So you never know which one will show up. If he comes in underestimating Jake, he will be in for a rude awakening. But if he comes in and takes Jake serious, then he will take Jake out.
Ken Shamrock, on the other hand, is convinced that Jake Paul cannot win, regardless of the fight's result. While acknowledging Paul's accomplishments in boxing, Shamrock expressed that a win against Tyson would evoke negative feelings within the sport. He noted that such a victory might diminish respect for boxing. He said, "If Paul wins, there's a huge bad taste in the world of boxing. It's a disappointment to an organization that has loved Mike Tyson. It is like the death of somebody, and it should be victorious for Jake Paul." And I think on that small group of people that are following, yes, but in that whole atmosphere of boxing, it's going to feel like somebody died. Sean Strickland voiced his concerns about Tyson's age, but in a bad manner. He criticized and abused Jake Paul for fighting an old fighter. His curse words emphasize his hate for Jake Paul.
It's bullshit, man. It's, I mean, how old is Mike Tyson, 60?
57.
57. Jake Paul, you are a disgrace of a man. You are the epitome of weakness. You are the scum of the earth. The fact that you even have a platform or anything of that nature is a slight on society. You truly make me disgusted. And if I ever encounter you in real life, I hope that I just don't lose my
Sergio Mora also criticized Jake Paul for fighting Mike Tyson, who hasn't competed in over 20 years and lost his last 2 fights by knockout. He argued that at 57 or 58 years old, it feels unfair to be in the ring with someone so much older. Mora pointed out that while Tyson may look impressive in short social media clips, anyone can appear strong for a moment. He believes this fight won't be good for Tyson's legacy. Curtis Blades expressed his discontent with the fight, stating he wouldn't even watch it if it took place on July 20th. In an interview, he described the matchup as a joke fight and confirmed that he wouldn't be tuning in.
I will not be watching. I think it's a joke fight. You could tell just by how they've been interacting with the face-off and the press conference. That's not the Mike Tyson who's coming to rip your head off. That ain't Iron Mike.
Conor McGregor has also chimed in, sharply criticizing the fight and ridiculing those who opt to watch what he calls a spectacle. His remarks underscore a rising skepticism within the sports community about the legitimacy of this matchup.
Jake Paul, don't give a bollocks. They're wearing 14-ounce gloves. It's 2-minute rounds, is it? Who gives a bollocks? I hope Mike rattles the little dope. No one gives a fuck about him. How is that even in the fucking in Dallas Stadium? What's going? Tyson, best of luck, bro. You look in good shape. So you had a little health scare. Don't know what happens on the plane.
Francis Ngannou believes that Tyson's experience and skill set will likely provide him an advantage over Paul. Renowned boxing trainer Freddie Roach has expressed confidence in Tyson's prospects, suggesting that his experience can compensate for the notable age gap. Joseph Parker believes that Mike's age is not on his side. He believes the saying of power going last, but also questions how much power is left when you're 58 years old. He says that Mike looks in good shape, but it will be a hard fight to watch.
Listen, I'm all for boxing and all for big fights, but Mike Tyson is a legend, and no matter how great he was in the past with the ferocious style that he had and punches that he thrown and knocking everyone out, 58 years old is old for a fighter. And Jake Paul has the youth on the side, and with each fight he is getting better and better. So it's just, I think it's a hard fight to watch. It will be a hard fight to watch because you just don't want to see Mike. If Mike comes out and knocks him out, then we're going to be like, listen, he's, so the power, I think, is the last thing to go. But at 58 years old, how much power is left? And we do see short clips, but you're right, we're not sure what happens before and after those clips. Yeah. So we'll see.
Gene Kilroy, one of the last surviving members of Muhammad Ali's inner circle, was instrumental in shaping Ali's career, helping him achieve legendary status and become an international icon. Kilroy, who often referred to Ali as his closest friend, now sees a comparable fighting spirit in Tyson. In the 7th episode of Behind the Mic, Kilroy expressed his amazement at Tyson's impressive preparation.
The most successful one.
Yeah, this is the strongest I've ever seen you.
Yeah?
Yeah, the strongest I've ever, and I know you since you're 13. I think this impressed the shit out of me. Nothing impresses me. I'm gonna tell you the truth, I don't lie. I was worried about him traveling here, traveling there, he's not getting... I can sleep now at night. This is great.
Rampage Jackson voiced his strong support for Mike Tyson, his favorite boxer. Despite Tyson's age and health issues, Rampage wouldn't bet against him. He recognized the unpredictability of the ring, but emphasized his loyalty and admiration for Tyson's legacy.
Never bet against Mike Tyson. He's my favorite boxer.
Yeah. You think he can, he's had a health scare and everything. He's only getting older.
Yeah. Father time undefeated, but you know what I'm saying? I still ain't gonna go against Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. Anything can happen in the boxing ring, but I ain't gonna go against Mike Tyson.
Deontay Wilder is not a supporter of this fight going pro. He questions how it became an official boxing match and criticizes the commission for their decisions. Wilder believes these individuals are indifferent to Mike's well-being and is concerned about the possibility of his idol getting knocked out by a YouTuber. He stated, "I think it's bad the commission has licensed Mike Tyson because he hasn't been active in 20 years, so they should not just license him because of who he is. That's how people get hurt. God forbid he gets hurt. He's too old for this. At the end of the day, no one gives about Mike, because if they did, they wouldn't sanction the fight. I don't want the last thing I remember of him to be him getting knocked out by a YouTuber." Ryan Garcia shared his thoughts on the fight, expressing both excitement and concern for Tyson's health due to his age. Garcia's comments highlight the potential physical risks for Tyson, even as fans eagerly anticipate his performance.
I like Jake. That's it.
You think he's doing a good job?
Yes.
What do you think about the Tyson fight that he just announced?
That's awesome. Fuck yeah, dude. Try to fight Tyson. If he knocks you out, but at least you fought Tyson. That's cool.
At this point, I think Tyson's 58, right?
Well, that's not okay. You know, he's like 60 years old.
How much of his power you think he lost? You think it's still Mike Tyson?
I think like that's the last thing to go.
Shannon Briggs discussed the significance of speed in boxing, noting that a fighter like Tyson can be particularly dangerous by beating opponents to the punch. He mentioned the fear factor associated with facing someone so unique and versatile, emphasizing that Tyson's ability to switch stances and execute hard-to-train-for moves made him a formidable opponent. He concluded that the way to win would be through speed.
There's got to be one thing that just really separates him from the pack as boxers, not from fans.
I mean, just speed for us. If somebody's so fast that when you go to punch and they beat you to the punch, or it's dangerous. And he was just ferocious. I think a lot of times too, the fear factor of going into a fight with a guy like that. Nobody has seen a guy like that to that point. Here he was. He not really fighting left-handed. He going both ways. You know what I'm saying? He was squaring up. He was doing things that you really it's hard to train for. So. He was just so dangerous.
That's why I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna beat you with speed.
Lennox Lewis, another boxing legend, has voiced a different concern regarding the upcoming fight. After famously knocking out Tyson in the 8th round in 2002, Lewis expressed that his main worry is Paul's safety. While he doesn't believe Tyson will be seriously harmed, he is apprehensive about how Paul will handle facing such a seasoned veteran.
The ring at the ripe old age of, I believe, 58 or 59 years of age. Your opinion on that, of course, as somebody who you've been rivals with Mike, you've known Mike for many, many years. A lot of people concerned about him returning to the ring against Jake Paul.
What are they concerned? Yeah, I mean, Mike Tyson knows how to defend himself, and he's boxing against a guy that not as good as boxer as he is, and Mike Tyson knows how to throw a good punch. He knows how to break you down. So I'm more concerned about the other guy.
Evander Holyfield, a legendary figure in Tyson's history, shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight. Drawing from his fierce rivalry with Tyson, Holyfield expressed skepticism about Jake Paul's confidence, but also recognized that Paul might have an advantage in speed.
That Jake Paul have and all this. But, he's going to be a lot quicker. If he stay close to Mike, then his chance of winning going to be great. But he try to stay back from Mike. He gonna get caught. Mike is like a snake. He'll pop out on you. He get there too quick. But if you charge him, you're gonna smother everything, because everything he push off his legs. He push off his legs so he too close. Like this, but if you give him room, everybody get knocked out going backwards. Like this, you get him in the room, you're going to be messed up.
BJ Flores knows Jake Paul as well as anyone from a professional perspective after spending a sustained period of time as the fighter's trainer. Flores himself was a world-class cruiserweight contender when active, with his most notable fight being a loss to Tony Bellew for world title honors in 2016. His run as Paul's coach would often put him in the spotlight, and now he's had his say on how Paul versus Tyson could play out. "Have you ever heard the term, 'don't poke the bear'? Don't make him too angry," said Flores when speaking to Fred Talks Fighting. "If Jake stays outside inside and boxes, taunts, and feints and uses his legs a little bit to get Mike tired, I think he's going to beat him for sure. He further added, if he gets on the inside with that low center of gravity that Tyson has and his explosive shots, I don't care how old he is, he can still knock you out. He's not going to have the gas tank he wants to have, no question about it, but he's going to be dangerous early. Jake's got to respect that, stay long, and don't poke the bear. Tyson Fury believes Mike Tyson will shock the world and teach the problem child a lesson when they eventually go head-to-head.
Listen, if Mike Tyson hits anybody, don't care if he's 90, he's going to knock him out cold, isn't he? It's I am Mike Tyson. Obviously, I have to back Mike Tyson. I'm named after the legend, and I back him. As he always backs me, I'm backing Mike for the knockout. Come on, Mike!
Boxing heavyweight legend Vladimir Klitschko praised the fight, seeing Mike's ongoing presence in the ring as a strong testament to perseverance. He believes that age is just a number and is even contemplating a return to boxing after observing Mike's performance at this stage in his life.
Well, that's also outstanding as this fight in Riyadh. Mike Tyson at his age is facing a YouTuber that is much younger and hungry and capable of boxing as well. So it's going to be a good example for people that are at Mike's age.
Yeah.
It's also actually a good example for me to keep on punching, so to speak, and hopefully. And I look forward to that match as well. You can only be too old in your mind.
Yeah.
If you control your mind, you control everything in your life.
Showbiz the Adult asserts that at 58, Tyson still possesses the fire within him. After evaluating Tyson's recent sparring session, he noted that Tyson maintains the aura and strength to compete with anyone today.
Mike Tyson's going to beat Jake Paul. You want to know how I know? Check out how little his head moves when they take off his headgear.
Yeah. I got a lot in me.
Bruh. That brother's so damn strong.
Yeah, trust me. I got a lot in me.
His head. If his head that strong, the rest of his body. Look at it again.
Yeah, trust me. I got a lot in me.
Hey, if you snatched off my headgear, my head would move at least a little bit, dog.
Yeah, trust me. I got a lot in me.
His head ain't move.
So what are your thoughts on this? The highly anticipated clash between Iron Mike and the Problem Child is just around the corner. So share your thoughts in the comment section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.